and this is a pleasant surprise. I'm back.
Bite me!
All right, it's been 4 years and time does fly by. I've been waiting for a movie just like this to break down. Werewolves, a 2024 action horror movie directed by Stephen C. Miller, starring Frank Grillo and Lou Diamond Phillips. This film takes place on the chaos of a supermoon event that turns humans into werewolves. While in my opinion, it's a good plot, and the movie did help regenerate my passion for creating YouTube, I just wish that it was a better film that will help me get out this 4-year slump. It ultimately left me disappointed, so let's dive right into why. The story follows a world grappling with the aftermath of a supermoon event that triggers werewolf transformations. Survivors band together to understand and control the phenomenon. It's a promising concept, but overly complicated narrative works against the film, muddling its impact. With a few notable stars, I would say that Frank Grillo carries the film. Lou Diamond Phillips should have been in it more. The two doctors subplot about their marriage and the search for a cure for Dr. Chen's transformation into a werewolf starts with promise but fizzles out, leaving their art feeling wasted. Meanwhile, Elfinesh Hadera's performance and scenes were the low point of the film, dragging down the pacing and adding little value to the overall narrative, very Razzie worthy. Just like my voice recording. Now, Stephen C. Miller delivers some solid action moments, but struggles to establish a cohesive atmosphere. For a horror film, especially one on a low budget, lighting, tension building are crucial. Classics like The Blair Witch Project, Psycho, The Shining, and even more recently, A Quiet Place, proved that creating an unsettling atmosphere and focusing on well-crafted suspense can elevate a film regardless of budget. Unfortunately, Werewolves fails miserably here. And here we go with the problem that I have with recent low-budget films. The overuse of lens flares, and I mean the literal use of overly amount of lens flares. And it's very jarring and very distracting. Improper use of lighting and lack of visuals creatively leave the film feeling hokey rather than terrifying. Scenes that could have benefited from a shadowy, claustrophobic visuals are instead washed away in a bright, flat lighting, draining any potential tension that could have been created anywhere throughout the film to build up. And then when you get that giant jump scare, spook scare, it would have benefited it. But there are times during the film I felt they're very stupid, and poor decision making of the characters just made the movie felt even more dumb. Such as keeping their safe house extremely well lit despite the immediate danger outside further undermines the film's ability to establish a foreboding tone. It comes off comedic and unrealistic, but also prevents the film from capitalizing on its horror potential, leaving key moments unconvincing and unengaging. The film's overly complicated story is one of its biggest weaknesses. Horror thrives on simplicity and ambiguity. Leaving some questions unanswered can enhance the sense of fear and unease. Instead, Werewolves tries to present and explain too much too fast, bogging down the pacing with excessive exposition and unnecessary plot threads. Just keep the shit simple, alright? Just keep it simple, baby. Keep it simple. For instance, the subplot involving Katrina Law's Dr. Chen theorizing about the werewolf's transformation and the moon screen formula that could have added a layer of intrigue, but is underdeveloped and ultimately wasted. In another particularly baffling scene, Dr. Chen survives what should have been a fatal attack by a werewolf, getting slashed by its claws, walking away without a scratch, only to be suddenly yanked away by another werewolf in what feels to be unfinished or rushed resolution to her character. Moments like this not only disrupt the narrative flow, but also highlight the missed potential for emotional and thematic depth. The score is another missed opportunity. Instead of enhancing the film's tension, it often feels out of place or overly dramatic for the scenes it accompanies. The lack of a haunting and atmospheric soundtrack weakens the overall impact and the sound design. While effective during the transformation scenes, it can't compensate for the lack of immersion. The film's low-budget roots show in its inconsistent visual effects and clunky editing, just like my voice acting. Some design choices hinder the werewolves' effectiveness as terrifying monsters. The mouth area in particular appear oddly proportioned, giving the monster a goofy and almost cartoonish look in some scenes. This undermines the fear factor and makes it difficult to take them seriously as a threat. While the practical effects are commendable, the execution falls short of creating truly menacing creatures. In an age where everything is CGI, one of its strengths, however, is the use of practical effects for the werewolf. Practical effects are always a welcome choice in horror movies, adding a tangible quality to the creatures that CGI often fails to deliver. I feel they should have went the Predator route and tried to recreate the suits. Now, this review is particularly hard for me, not because of the equipment, but because I've been waiting for a great werewolf movie during my hiatus from making YouTube videos. Werewolves could have been that film, especially with the recent release of Nosferatu and the new Wolfman, but its flaws made the experience more frustrating than satisfying. That said though, I will always appreciate it for reigniting my creative passion for after 4 years of not creating a damn thing. Subplots, lack of atmosphere, and inconsistent production quality hold it back. Horror movies work best when you keep it simple and leave some elements vague. This is where Werewolves missed the mark. I give the movie a below average rating since I'm a horror movie fiend. It's worth a watch for a werewolf enthusiast, but it's far from the genre defining film. Thanks for watching my review of Werewolves. What do you think of the film? Do you agree that horror works better when it's simple and vague? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more reviews. Until next time, hopefully not another 4 years. God bless and keep chasing your passions. And let's hope the next werewolf movie gets it right.